It is getting real hard to log into Dragon Ball Legends. This happens every single year. Post celebration, whether it's the anniversary or the festival, in this case the 8th anniversary, Dragon Ball Legends just goes downhill. Or maybe it doesn't change so much, but how we feel about it goes downhill. I've seen a lot of people have been struggling to log in. Me personally, I still log in every single day, but it's not easy. I just keep it as part of my routine because I know there will be a time where I really want to play Dragon Ball Legends, and that's a lot of points throughout the year. I don't feel like Dragon Ball Legends is in any way, shape or form a bad game. It has its downs, it has its negatives, but for the most part I play it almost every day. Well, I do play it every day, just not PvP necessarily, and I'll talk about that later. So ultimately, I like this game. I think Dragon Ball Legends is super unique. It's the reason I've stuck with it for so long. Unlike other mobile games, you know exactly what you're gonna get out of them, the same things you've seen all over, usually the turn-based system, something a lot of us hate, which is why we play Dragon Ball Legends specifically. Shout out Bleach though, they got their new game dropping soon. It's looking like Dragon Ball Legends, so when it actually drops, I think it will be fire. Regardless, why does it feel so different out of a celebration? There's a lot of things to point out, but let me know in the comment section how you feel right now about Dragon Ball Legends. Are you vibing with it? Are you super hyped right now for whatever's gonna release next? Or are you feeling a bit worse about the period right now? I'm sure you have your own thoughts. Right, so first off, let me just get the obvious out the way. In a celebration, there's obviously continuous anticipation for the next thing, and it's supposed to be, and I say supposed to be because sometimes we get stinkers, a high quality release. Just like Vegeta said, I need 15 lousy seconds, and he needed a minute. I stream on Twitch and I play games that are not Dragon Ball Legends. Here are some games I played recently, and a lot of people have been asking me. I have a second channel where I'm trying to upload the full gameplays there, but if you want to catch me live and see VODs, come over to the Twitch, Zak Infinity. Otherwise, the gameplay's on Zak X. All support is appreciated, and it's unironically much more fun there. A follow and subscribe will go a long way, but enjoy the rest of this video. In part 1, we got an Ultra and a Legend unit. In part 2, we got 2 game originals. How you feel about both of them is up to you. I'm talking about the 8th anniversary, obviously. And in part 3, we got one of the best looking Ultras we've ever got in Dragon Ball Legends history. Honestly, the quality is some of the best we've ever got, ever. And that's how it should be. They should be increasing the bar with every single release, in my opinion, inside or outside of a celebration. Just going forward, the releases should get more and more high quality. Once we leave the celebration, and in this case, we get animations like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Brother, you're just spamming Kamehamehas. That's going to decrease the feelings towards Dragon Ball Legends, especially since we're already leaving a high. Granted, Golden Frieza and Android 17 are really good, but they didn't do their typical after party, and I easily see this unit being an after party unit or even part 2 celebration worthy, because the animations they were pulling out were like Festival Goku and hits combined with Legend Broly with the way the enemy was getting flung about. High quality stuff. So I don't know how we went from the whole celebration 8th anniversary animations into Golden Frieza and 17, which are also of the same caliber, to just Goku doing Kamehamehas. Granted, the Goku model is phenomenal. He looks great. His hair glowing, the aura, fine. You know, we gotta give them some grace with the way they're putting together these character models. But the animations, they could have definitely worked a lot harder. Just giving us Kamehamehas is pretty much, a lot of people would say at this point, slop. Especially because of the source material from the Tournament of Power. There simply is just more they could have done. The Spirit Bomb, for example, they could have just twanged the ending a bit more, because we know you know stuff was happening in the TOP where the enemy, Jiren in this case, he's just strong, man. He's strong as hell. But cool. The animation drop is outrageous, right? And obviously we also have the Chrono Crystal drop. Now this makes sense given that they're not releasing 2 releases every single, you know, release. I said release a lot there, but every time we get a unit, there's not going to be 2 at once. It's going to be 1 unit, 1 Legend, 1 Ultra, whichever they're dropping. So the amount of Chrono Crystals we need for the monthly releases, it's not as much, so they're going to be giving out less Chrono Crystals. But that also means there's less to do, because if they're giving out less Chrono Crystals, that means there's less grinding to do, there's less events that are going to come out, less creativity, less ideas they're pushing. So in terms of fun we're having, the decline is super sharp, and I feel like there should be more consistency throughout the year of them trying to spice things up. One thing I will give them credit for, they've implemented these fun events that we saw a lot of in the celebration, but I think they've done some between like Gen January and the anniversary anyways, where they put these challenges and they tweak the unit's kits so that for the specific battle in the events tab, you are just something unaccessible and you can get infinite vanishes in some cases. Like I think if I use my memory, we had a TN doing the tri-beam and he could just spam it, which was pretty fun. Things like that, I really feel like they should continuously add to Dragon Ball Legends to spice up the events that you're doing. Outside of the fact that we're just playing it for chrono crystals, there is still a fun aspect that should come first and foremost. At least for me or anybody that plays PvP quite consistently, I feel like Dragon Ball Legends has become more grindy versus entertainment. We're grinding to get the characters we like, and when we use the characters we like, we enjoy that. But beyond from that, we should still be having fun from the playable events and campaigns, which I think they could work a bit harder for. And coming out the anniversary, it's going to be a steep decline in that. Given in the anniversary, they've even done a lot of that, but I think in this 8th anniversary, they dropped a bit of stuff, so I'll give that to them. I don't want to downplay them too much, but there's naturally going to be a decrease, which is going to make it harder to log into Dragon Ball Legends every single day. But I think those are the main points coming out of the anniversary. The decline in quality overall, when you're subtracting from almost every single department, the animations, the events, you know, the typical fun, the chrono crystals, all of this is going to make the game feel worse, and people just quit after the anniversary and they might come back for the festival. But for me, obviously I make content, but aside from that, I do like Dragon Ball Legends, and I always feel like there'll be something soon that I can't predict that will release that I might want to summon for, so I play every day to stack up my CC. But the anniversary decline, that is a very big factor. Now this factor is arguably bigger than the previous one, but it has such a large impact on the player base. So we love this game mainly for its PvP factor. It's what makes it unique. But in combination with what I just mentioned prior regarding all those things in the anniversary, once we leave the anniversary, all of those create like a domino effect in regards to your PvP experience. Now, what do I mean by this? We're getting lesser releases, and that means if you didn't get the anniversary things, the things after are typically not always going to be more powerful or as game changing as the anniversary units, as they usually make anniversary or celebration units stronger so that they can last going forwards, given that the hype is period and it keeps people in the game. Just logically it makes sense, right? Even right now we have a lot of the anniversary units or the units that got buffs in the celebration still running the game. UVB, Boo Bros, Gogeta Blue still running, Broly still alive. We even got Gohan and Trunks cooking. Shalets can even cook. All the celebration units, the 8th anniversary units, are great. But if you didn't have any of them going forward, right, those units won't necessarily save you. It's really a gamble. You don't know if the next release is going to be amazing. You don't know if it's going to be bad. In this case, Gold 17, they're solid, fairs, but Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, can't say that for him. He's above average at best, and that's highballing him in a lot of people's eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, right, some of the anniversary units are on a decline. So that means you've used all your chrono crystals coming out the celebration. The guys that summon for every single release, so now the monthly releases, for example, Gold 17, he's going to be at the top of the game, which he is right now. And while your celebration units that are declining, bear in mind, if you're free to play, you might only have one copy of every single celebration unit. If you have every single celebration unit, you know what I'm saying? You might have picked horribly. For example, in part 1, right, let's just say you got one copy of Broly. You got a 5-star Broly, you didn't get Gogeta. That Broly is not going to be good right now. I have a 5-star Broly, which is why I can say that. And then in part 2, let's just say you went for Shalette instead of Gohan and Trunks. Obviously, Gohan and Trunks are better individually. So now you're stuck with a 5-star Shalette and a 5-star Broly, double green. That's not the best, but element wise, I guess it can be good. And then in part 3, you just get shafted. Come on, guys, like coming out the celebration, you are screwed, especially if the new units that come out are not going to be those tags, which they most likely aren't because they tried to do the variety thing. So PvP just gets harder. The units you have, which are probably low stars, get off the boost. Oh my god. You're going into PvP to just get punished. You're gonna get off the game unless you're one of those people that play 10 games in a row losing. Personally, if I lose 3 to 5 games in a row, I'm off. It's a bad day, let's try again tomorrow. But some of you guys be running it 10 games, 20 games, literally losing your mind on this game, absolutely spazzing out. Personally, I couldn't do that, but of course losing is not great, and because of that your PvP experience is just gonna go down, especially because you're fighting an uphill battle every single time. Naturally, I think a lot of you guys will feel like, yeah, Legends is not it right now. I'll be back in the festival and the celebration where there's more chrono crystals for me to summon more anyways and get more things, given that I'll have a better chance of fighting in PvP. Versus these units here, for one, they're not even kicking like the celebration units, you know. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku doesn't even hold a hair compared to any of the celebration units in my opinion. Gold 17, he nice. I'm not gonna diss him. He nice for sure. But of course, he's still not a celebration unit, so the hype built around him, the reveal aspect, it's also contributing to even trying to get these units. It's just all negative from the positive that we had previously. Now, this one's a bit more personal based on me playing Dragon Ball Legends for a long amount of time. If you come into my live streams, you'll know this about me a lot. A lot of you guys that only watch the videos, you might think like I'm a regular at PvP or something, but I used to compete like casually though. Like if you guys don't know, the highest rank I've reached in PvP is 7, and I wasn't trying. For more context, it was during the Blue Beast Gohan season, one of the most competitive seasons ever in Dragon Ball Legends history, and I was using Ultra Super Gogeta to put more salt on the wounds for the other competitors. Not to say that I would have came number 1, because it requires a lot of effort to play consistently and win consistently. It's more about being good at the game but consistently winning, because some people are good at the game and they don't consistently win. But now, at the point I'm at right now, I take the game very casually on purpose. I don't want to try too hard. I don't want to get cortisol spikes when I'm playing Dragon Ball Legends. The incentive to play is negative. There's very little incentive in ranked PvP. A lot of you may know, if you're trying to get God rank or something, you just want the flashy number next to your name. I'm a 56-time God rank player, and I will tell you it is not worth it. You can get more CC for placing under 1000, the top 1000, right, than if you was to place in the top 1000 in certain cases. And you might be like, well, that doesn't make sense. Exactly. If your group, right, is a lower one, but you place first in that group, but you're still under top 1000, as long as you're first in the group and you're within the top 3000 or even the top 8000, I think it is, you can get more than somebody that placed in the top 200, which is crazy. Why are you getting more CC than somebody that's grinding harder than you? Clearly there's an error there, but it's because they're also rewarding you for placing at the top of your group. Well, your group's also RNG, so is that really a good way to rank things? And I feel like if that system's in place, why would I try harder to get less chrono crystals just for a flashy number at the top of my name? I know there's a PvP update coming out where they're basically going to get rid of that, and it's seeming to be that they're going to get rid of God rank, and they're also going to change it so there's like a group thing. If you play Valorant or Marvel Rivals, they have similar systems. If it's like that, I think it could be a lot better, but right now there's simply no incentive. I haven't gone for God rank in like 2.5 years, simply because there's no point. I got to 56 times God rank and I started realizing, yeah, this is not exactly it. I'm playing 2 hours a day, Monday to Sunday, sometimes 3 hours by the way, just to realize I'm getting less CC than a guy that's 3 times worse than me, losing more games than me, you know. And then on top of that, with combination of all the other points I mentioned, the stars, you might not have high stars. Sometimes I don't have high stars. You probably don't have the new units always. That happens to me a lot of the times as well, so it puts me in a position where I'm always fighting an uphill battle. Even if I skilled with them, there is an aspect of it being paid to win where you would need the new characters, because there isn't enough CC for you to get the equal opportunity that somebody else that spends money on the game would. Doesn't mean that you can't get them, but it's an RNG thing. It's gacha, you know. You just have to expect that. It's part of the game that we play. But yeah, the incentive to play, specifically PvP, in the anniversary, there's higher incentive because there's always new characters and new combinations of things to try. But outside the anniversary, there's less characters, and in general, there already wasn't a high incentive to play PvP based on the reward system and the ranking. So then now that there's even less to witness so consistently, I have even less incentive to want to play PvP, which is very much a shame. I'm not doing an outro for this video. I'm just gonna leave it like that because I think my points make sense, and I already asked you guys to leave your opinions in the comment section below. But these 3 factors are really what causes the decline, to the point where people just quit the game and they want to come back in the festival. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's not really a rant. I just want to talk about my experiences, as I was requested to do that a lot more, and I think this is a lot more fun, honestly, than just to do the typical PvP video. It's more relaxing as well, but I think I'm gonna get back into a lot more other videos as well. Like, I've been saying it for like half a year now. I want to do guides, but I want to do them properly, so I've kind of been holding it back, but that's just procrastination. Now I'm just rambling. Take care, guys.